Where do you want us? Straight in?
Final for the weekend before. We'll have a Wednesday night open practice here for. We'll have a Calcutta down to CBD on the Thursday night.
We start to push away. Chapman Auto Repairs, Queensland Indoor Arenas NQ15, down from Bundaberg, Casey Collins. Fantastic to have him back at High-Tech Halls Toowoomba Speedway for a Winter Series berth. The Q15 machine.
Alright, welcome back everyone. We're here at Toowoomba Speedway for the Winter Series, so a couple of meetings got cancelled throughout the season, so I think the guys here at Toowoomba decided to throw on an extra couple of rounds and they're calling it the Winter Series. So we're down here for 2 rounds, this is the first of the 2. Just been out for qualifying. I think it looks like we qualified in 3rd position, so that's pretty good qualifying results for us. Been struggling to do decent in qualifying throughout the season so far, so that's a step forward in the right direction. We look like we're out of P5 for the heat race coming up, so the top 12 cars got inverted into 2 heat races, so that put us back in the 5th position there. So we'll see how we go in this next one. Hopefully we can move forward a couple, and then the invert will change to high points to the front, so hopefully then we can get back up off the front and get a decent position in there to set us up for the final.
Sprintcars up next, I think. Online. Look at Nick Brown. The Chief Steward will look favourably on that. And I was correct. Does set the pace though, and Nick Well goes back a row. Dr. Rowe.
Alright guys, we've just finished up heat 1 there. So we were meant to start out of position 5 and we rolled off in 5, but the car in 3rd position got penalised for a bit of a jump start or an early takeoff. So that moved us up to 3rd position before the race even started. So we started off in 3rd. You know, a couple of them burnt around the top. We didn't get the best run on the bottom the first couple of laps, just didn't have the drive. I didn't pull the wing back early enough. So as soon as I did that, we were actually rolling pretty good. The cars got away from us a little bit. Once I worked out my lines and how to hold that momentum and open up my entry a little bit more, that really helped me hold that momentum and pace throughout the race. So that was the key in that one. So yeah, we ended up rolling off in 3rd. I would have liked to see a couple more laps once I got the car in the right spot with the wing and my driving style changed a little bit. I would have liked to see a couple more laps there, but we didn't get them. That's just racing. But no, we're changing the car a little bit here. Tonight's wearing out tyres pretty bad. Could be me a little bit on the gas, and I've got to learn to control that a little bit more. But no, we're getting there. We're changing the car a little bit here. Might make a couple of shock adjustments just to let the car settle in a little bit more into the track, as there's not really too much track surface grip. So yeah, we're looking at doing that at the moment. Bit of wheel spacing stuff, and yeah, just generally getting the car ready to go for heat 2. We're hoping that, I believe the way the format works tonight is second heat it should be top points to the front now instead of the invert, so hopefully that moves us up towards the front, hopefully the front row for this next heat. And if that's the case, hopefully we just can stay up the pointy end of the next heat, qualify good for the final, and be looking really good for, you know, the end of the night and the end result. So we'll see how we go in this next one. How do you think we went in the first one, Jaden?
Yeah, no, we went alright. I think we just probably struggled a bit at first for grip. I think it become better in the race, but when you pull the wing back, yeah.
And you obviously got a good view from the infield.
Yeah.
What do you think you noticed more about being on the infield than being outside the track and looking in?
Sure, it's hard. I don't know, just...
Do you hear us on the throttle more? Can you hear all that?
I've said that before, it's a big difference. On the throttle you can hear it a lot more. I've said I can hear when you stand on it or if you're being nice, and I actually heard you. I thought you were really nice. I was through the slick, I was thinking, oh, he's not actually spinning them up that much. So, but yeah. You know, birthday's birthday though? Case?
You're going to take a bit off here?
Yeah.
It's all about having that, the dominant time, and getting the thing done. That's why he's already pulled the wing. I don't care if the weird needs to go up, because he already wanted it back in the boot. Yep. So we needed some more, you know. I just lifted the front up and front brake. We should have more downforce on the back, wing, race front.
Alright guys, so a little update before this second heat, before we go out. I got the format a little bit wrong, so I'll just explain it to you again. So after qualifying, they inverted the top 12 cars, so then 6 in each heat race got inverted. We were in that invert, so we ran 3rd in qualifying. That put us out of 5th in the second heat that round. Because we moved through a couple of positions, we're still well and truly in that invert. So the second heat is actually inverted as well. So we'll be off 5th position in the second heat again this one. So really we just want to move forward a little bit if we can, keep the car in a nice shape, and yeah, focus on that final and see where we end up in that one.
17-year-old, keep an eye on him.
team's working hard on getting the NQ15 ready to go for the final. It looks like we're going to be out of 4th position for the final, so in the first 2 rows, which is pretty handy. We usually don't start that far up in the final, so we'll have to see what we can do in this one. Just giving it a good old tune-up. We've changed plenty of stuff. We think we went in the wrong direction that one, so we're going back to what we know, and hopefully that works for us. But yeah, basically, we went out there. I thought I had a good first lap, and then after that, the guys in front of me were just leaving me. Partially my part, I probably wasn't running the right lines, I wasn't doing my job as I needed to, so that let us down a little bit, but also the car wasn't responding to what I wanted to do. It really wasn't coming off the turn. I trunked the wing, it still hadn't made it much better. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't gain as much as we wanted to in that one, but we've reverted back to what we know this one, and sort of, yeah, gone back to what we previously ran here, and we'll soon see how we go. So we're out of 4 for the final. Let's see what we can do with this NQ15.